Welcome back to my channel. I'm Hannah Blackwell, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my historical romance bookshelf. I'm going to be doing a tour of my bookshelves. I've already done a tour of my other bookshelves, and this is what I have left. I also have a nonfiction bookshelf that has like a lot of my cookbooks and I don't know, just lots of nonfiction stuff on there. And then I do have a bookshelf over here that is mostly where I keep my library books, and mostly it's actually where I keep some homeschool things for my kids. So that's mostly homeschool stuff, kid stuff, so not very interesting for you guys. But I will be sharing my whole bookshelf here, and I'm just going to go through it, I guess, row by row and talk about some of the books that I'm really excited to read, if there's any books that I have read. I really haven't read as much historical romance as I want to. I've done a lot of collecting, but I have a lot more historical romance that I want to read. So yeah, we'll go through everything I've read and everything I want to read on my bookshelves. Part of why I really want to do this video is just to get myself even more pumped up and get you guys even more pumped up for the Ever After Readathon coming up. It's hosted by Books Forever After, and it's going to be the 17th to the 31st of May. And I'll have all the information linked down below, including her announcement video, and yeah, let's just go ahead and get into my historical romance book collection. All of the Stepbacks, all of the Clinch covers, all of the goodness. As you guys can see, some of my shelves are double stacked, including this top one right here. And I have them loosely alphabetized. I say loosely because sometimes I like have the next letter in the back, sometimes I have it in the front, so generally alphabetized. So this is where I have the A's through the, I think, E's for last names. That's how I do it. It might be A's through F's. I don't know if I have any F's. But yeah, all of the authors with their last name starting with the letter A through, I guess, E or F are on this top shelf right here. So I think what I'm going to do is, just based on that first shelf that I showed you, I'll go through some of the books that I'm interested in or authors. Okay, so these are all of the Victoria Alexander books that I have. I have not read anything by her yet. I think that Maggie really enjoys her and recommended her to me too. She has this really cool series that involves like traveling around the world. So I think one of them involves going to Paris. One of them involves going to Egypt. I think this one involves traveling to Egypt, and I think in this one she goes like all around Europe. This series is called The Lady Travelers Society. I don't know if I have all three. I don't know if it's just 3 books that are in this series, but ow. But I have these 3. The Stepbacks are really pretty. So in this one, it looks like they're either in Greece or Rome. And in this one, this is the one that's set in Egypt. Very gorgeous. And in this one, it is set in France. She also has a series where she does fairy tale retellings. So I have The Princess and the Pea from that series. And then I have The Emperor's New Clothes from that series. These ones don't have stepbacks, but they just have the beautiful covers. She also has some beautiful stepbacks that have like painting looking stepbacks, like this one, which is The Lady in Question. And then this one called What a Lady Wants has a beautiful stepback that looks like it's like a painting. Oh, then there's this one. I might have gotten this one from Maggie. She sent me a whole box. And then I also have this Christmas one, which has another painting looking stepback on it. Next I have Maya Banks. I've read 2 books by her. So this is the first book in her, I don't know what this series is called, but it's like a Highlander romance series, and this is In Bed with a Highlander. I read this book and the second book in the series and gave them both 5 stars. Then I tried to read the second book. I got about 60% of the way in actually into the third book before I DNF'd it. I just hated that hero. I really hated him. I've never viscerally hated a hero so much, but I just couldn't stand him. So I had to DNF the third book in this series. But I also have this another Scottish romance from her, and this is in a different series. And in this one, the heroine is deaf, and it's called Never Seduce a Scot, and this is like an arranged marriage, and they quickly become friends and then become lovers. So it's like friends, arranged marriage, friends to lovers. And I've only ever heard amazing things about this book. Like everyone I know has given this book 5 stars. So this one I'm really excited to get to. Another author I have up here is Madeline Baker. And this book is called Beneath a Midnight Moon. And it's got an amazing wraparound cover with one of the most stunning stepbacks, honestly. And this one is just, I really want to read this one so badly. I'm in love. I think I actually saw this somewhere. I'm not sure where, maybe Pinterest or somewhere, and I like searched it out to buy it. Yeah, I don't know what it's about. I just know that the cover and the stepback are absolutely stunning on this one. Another author I have read from is Kerrigan Byrne. So I have read The Highwayman, which is the first in this series that is called, I don't know the name of the series, but it's like a noir series. So kind of like dark romance, but historical. And this one is basically about these children, but it starts when our heroine is a child, and they're at like a foster home kind of situation, and she ends up like having like a childhood wedding, like imaginary wedding to this boy who saves her, and later in life she still considers herself married. And one day she's at her job at, I think it's like the courthouse or the sheriff's office or something like that, and a highwayman comes in and steals her away. So the story goes from there. It is just a dark, beautiful, it's a really good story. It's pretty dark. I would say it's pretty spicy too for a historical. So I'm very excited to pick up the second book in the series, which is called The Hunter. I don't know what this one's about. It says Christopher Argent lives in the shadows of the Empire's most elite assassin. Emotion is something he's tossed away for years, making him one of the most clear-eyed, cold-hearted, wealthiest, and therefore untouchable men in London. But his latest target turns out to be London's own darling, Millicent Liqueur. Christopher's whole world is turned upside down. Overwhelmed by her stunning combination of seduction and innocence, Christopher cannot complete the mission. So I think that he is, so he's supposed to assassinate her, and he can't do it. Very exciting. I love that premise. Okay, I also have this gorgeous, really pretty book by Jennifer Blake, which is a gorgeous stepback. I don't know anything about this, but I figured I would show it to you. I am realizing that doing this is going to even more unalphabetize my books. I also have 4 books by Mary Ballow. I have not read anything by her yet, but I've heard very good things about her. So here I have The Proposal, A Christmas Promise, First Comes Marriage, and Someone to Love. So I'm not showing you guys all of my books, just like, I guess, some of the more. I'm showing you probably like 70% of them. Here I have one of the most beautiful books on my shelves. Look at that. Stunning. Ride the Savage Sea by Mallory Burgess. Just absolutely stunning. I'm trying to like keep my face out of the picture because otherwise it's gonna not focus. So just beautiful. I don't even know. This says dreadful circumstances drove Cecily Dunstan from the familiar comforts of her beloved Scottish hills to the glittering treacherous court of Elizabeth Regina, where secret schemes and deadly intrigues whispered down the gilded halls, and virtue went to the highest bidder. It looks like a pirate romance. I have a few books here by Anna Campbell because Maggie recommended her to me. I started collecting her before that, but then I've tried to keep a lookout. She's just got some stunning stepbacks. I guess that's the only one that I have a stepback from her. I have a couple of Elaine Kaufman books. This one I think has the prettiest stepback. I think I saw B from Mama Needs to Read Romance actually haul this recently too. And that's gorgeous. This one is another beautiful stepback of hers. She's got some amazing stepbacks, like super nice. I have some Tessa Dare. I think, let me see. The only Tessa Dare books are ones I haven't read. So I've actually read 2 or 3 of her books. 3? I think I've read at least 3 of her books. But I actually don't own any of the Tessa Dare books that I've read. So I do own A Night to Surrender. And then I own The Wallflower Wager, which is book 3 in this series. And I've read the first 2 books in the series. And then I own When the Scot Ties a Knot, which is book 3 in this series. And I've read the first 2 books in the series. So I've actually read 4 Tessa Dare books. And I somehow don't own any of them. The only books by Tessa Dare that I own are ones I haven't read yet. I want to. The Wallflower Wager was actually gifted to me from Bex from Beckx Reads, so thank you so much, Bex. I need to get to those. Then I have a gorgeous book by Shannon Drake that I'm like obsessed with, the Stepback. So gorgeous. I also love these flowers on the cover. They're metallic. They're so pretty. And I also have this gorgeous pirate romance, Eden's Promise, with this wraparound cover. Definitely love that one. And another cover with a step back I have to show off is this Patricia Gaffney, To Have and to Hold. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. I'm having to stop from showing you guys everything. I really love this one, Autumn Ecstasy. There's no step back on this one, but the cover itself is just gorgeous. I have to read this in the fall. I have to. I can show you one more. I love these Zebra Heartfire romances with their gorgeous wraparound covers. I've never read a Zebra Heartfire romance before, but I need to. All of those books are all kinds of mixed up now, so that's fine. Next I have this whole shelf right here, the second shelf. This one's mostly not double stacked, but a little bit. So right here, I just like to show off this cover because I think it's really pretty. It's the Hawk and the Dove, but it's actually, I think, like the newer cover. The original cover is gorgeous too. I would love to own that, but that is a Virginia Henley book that I own. I own a few. And these are just some random ones that didn't fit. Right over here, I have all of my Julie Garwood books. So I have The Secret, The Prize, Gentle Warrior, The Gift, Guardian Angel, The Lion's Lady, and Castles. These don't have, let's see. These don't have stepbacks, but they have really cool covers. Super shiny. Oh, I also have Ransom, but it's like the newer one, the newer cover. I tried to read this book for Historical Hellions. It's called Fires of Winter, and I don't know how far I got. Maybe 100 pages in and I DNF'd it. It reads much more like historical fiction than it does historical romance. But I'd actually like to finish it. I want to know what happens. And this is actually the book that comes before that one. So I think this is actually about the hero's sister. And it's got another gorgeous cover wraparound. And this is like a nice big version. And I'd like to read this. And then I have all of my Heather Graham books right here. So these ones are like, I think, Civil War era. Oh, and this one has like that extra wraparound feature. This is And One Road West. And then this one is And One War Gray. I think there's another book in this series too. I'm not sure which ones those are. I also have Lord of Wolves, and this was actually gifted to me by Maggie, I believe. That's a step back, huh? Vikings. And I also have the other 2 books in the series right here too. And I have Rebel and When We Touch. I have to show you guys my prized possession, and that is Kristen Hannah's If You Believe. I'm pretty embarrassed at the amount of money I spent on this book, so I'm not going to tell you. And I did it for this, because I kept seeing this. I saw this a few times, always like in fall on Instagram during Step Back Saturday. And this is honestly the most perfect step back I've ever seen in my life. And I had to have it. So as a gift to myself, I can't remember what it was for, but I got it for myself. And I honestly, I don't regret it. Then I have my journal from the Romance Readathon. I never finished fully putting it together, but it's still pretty cool. I'm proud of it. I had, oops, parts that fall out. I have my TBR and like another part that fell out of it. And here I actually have like a whole thing for when I went to Cupboard Maker Books with Jess, which was fun. So I had a picture of a cat, and then I had a little picture of the pictures that I took a picture on when we were on a boat during that vacation. I have some like pieces that I didn't put together, but so it's not fully ever, it didn't get put together, but that's okay. I still keep it all together right here, and it has memories. Right behind that, you can see I've got Virginia Henley, like the rest of the Virginia Henley books I own over here. So this is Seduced. Gorgeous. Desired. Wow. Look at that. What else? Unmasked. Oh, I just have a step back. It was a trick. That's gorgeous. This one does not have a step back. Oh, and this one has a step back, and it's very like medieval. Beautiful. It seems very historical. I mean, obviously they're all historical, but it seems like extra historical. Like maybe it'll be more historical than romance. And then over here I have all my Lorraine Heath, except for the one that I actually just started, which is When the Duke Was Wicked, which I was gifted by Maria. Thank you so much, Maria. And so I do also own this one. I'm reading it now. But I also have all of these ones. This one is, I don't know, I just love this cover so much. Never Marry a Cowboy. Moving on down. Down here I have more. This is, I got G, but I think G would usually go up here, but I don't know, it's down here for some reason. So over here I have all of my Elizabeth Hoyt. I'm gonna like be out of shot because I don't want to bend down right now, because I would have to bend down because that's where we are. Elizabeth Hoyt has the best step backs, to be honest. Her step backs are basically stunning. This one is probably one of my favorites. This is the first Elizabeth Hoyt that I bought. And they actually don't take place during the Regency period. They take place during, what is the period before that? I can't remember. And I have Outlander and Sea of Ruin, which are these full-size paperbacks. Then I have Beverly Jenkins here. I've read one Beverly Jenkins before, but two I own are in this series, and I would like to read them, obviously. I have another one over here. This is my TBR of possibilities for the readathon. So my Destiny's Captive is right here. And then I have Sabrina Jeffries. I have all my Lisa Kleypas here. And it actually goes all the way here. Like this is all Lisa Kleypas. Lisa Kleypas has some gorgeous stepbacks too. This is the first of the Hathaway series. This is Seduce Me at Sunrise. It's in the Hathaway series too. I don't know what. Oh, this is Lady Sophia's Lover. This one, I love the step back for this Prince of Dreams. So pretty. This is Devil in Spring. I'm not a fan of the step backs for this series. I don't like the whole prom dress look. And I have Maureen Kerr, and this is one of my favorite like Clinch covers too that I own because it's stunning. I don't know anything about this book, but the colors and just everything about it is stunning. All right, then I have my next shelf where I have all of my Stephanie Lawrence. Stephen Lawrence has some beautiful stepbacks as well. This is probably my favorite from her. Like, look at all those hostas and how magical it is with the carriage and the horse. Beautiful. And then I have my Joanna Lindsay collection, which is all of the rest of this shelf. That's all Joanna Lindsay. It's a lot. You know, I haven't gotten to all of them yet. I'll just try to show you some of my favorite stepbacks. There's Once a Princess. I'm obsessed with the stepback on this one. And then The Magic of You. This stepback is stunning. I love that one. Oh, and this is one of my favorite Clinch covers from her. So beautiful. And this one, Defy Not the Heart. Also stunning. Okay, next I have this bottom shelf, which is double stacked. So I have M through like all of them, the rest. And so I've got some Connie Mason. For Connie Mason, I have Viking Warrior. Viking. A Taste of Paradise, which has this beautiful cover. And then I have Pure Temptation. Beautiful. The Last Rogue, which is looks like a pirate romance. Ooh, look at the back. Beautiful. And then The Lion's Bride, which is stunning. Absolutely stunning. I have some Kathy Maxwell. This one is really cool because it actually has a stepback like on the back cover. And then I have Teresa Medeiros, who I'm really interested in reading. I have 4 of her books. So I have Lady of Conquest. She seems to write a lot of medieval and then vampire. Charming the Prince. This one's beautiful. I love her covers. Like, that's so pretty. After Midnight, this is the vampire one. And Breath of Magic. I think this one might be vampire or witch. Looks like a witch. Then I have Judith McNaught, who I've heard a lot of mixed things about. I think she was basically like one of the creators of what is modern day historical romance. So I have Whitney My Love. I don't have a great copy of it, but I have it. And I want to read it just because this seems to be like a must read if you're into historical. I have A Kingdom of Dreams. Once again, not like a super nice one of it, but I have a cover of it. Then I have Something Wonderful. Sorry, my dog's making weird sounds in the background. Double Standards. Almost Heaven. Betrayed. Beautiful cover on that one. Wrap Around. Tender Triumph. None of these have stepbacks. Then I have Karen Moaning. I've got the first 3 in her like Faye Highlander series. And then I have this cover that is a gorgeous Zebra Heartfire romance cover. I love that one. And then I have Amanda Quick over here too. So let's see. I think these are all of my Amanda Quick books. So I have Rendezvous. Her stepbacks are really unique. Surrender. Because they show a lot of different scenes in them, which I like. I don't think I'm obsessed with them as other people though. Dangerous. But I really like them a lot. And then I have Wicked Widow, which does not have a stepback. And then I have Julia Quinn. I've got one more book by her, which is the 3rd book in the series, but it's up there and I'm sitting on the floor right now. I have the Viscount Who Loved Me, which is the 2nd book in the series. I have An Offer from a Gentleman, which is the 3rd book in the series. And the series is the Bridgerton series. I did not like an offer from a gentleman, but I really enjoyed The Vice Company Love Me. This is The Duke and I, which is the first one. I liked this one. And then To Sir Philip with Love, I think is the 5th or 6th one. So I have those. Okay, so I'm going to stand like this for the rest of them because it's just more comfortable than bending over. So then I have some Harper St. George. I've heard that series is good. And then another Zebra Heartfire, which I don't know anything about this one either. It looks to be a pirate though. And then I have this gorgeous Stepback by Stacey Warren. I mean, I have the book too, obviously, but this is called At the Duke's Pleasure. Then I have Sky O'Malley by Bertrice Small. I got this because I was going to read it for Historical Hellions and I just didn't get around to it. But it's like a medieval, so yeah, it's a medieval historical romance that apparently gets pretty crazy. I have another gorgeous Zebra Heartfire pirate book. I love these. I love these covers. All these Zebra Heartfire pirate ones. But I do have another Bertrice Small that I got. She seems to write really interesting, like medieval stuff. Then I have The Perks of Loving a Wallflower. This was gifted to me by Kristen. Thank you so much, Kristen. This is a sapphic romance, so I would really like to get to this too. There's not enough sapphic historicals. So I want to read that. Oh, and then I have another Bertrice Small right here too, but it's like a different size. Okay, I've got my son over here. He's sitting on my lap. Hi.
Like that.
No one wants to say hi. Okay, and then another, like, one of the other kind of like creators of historical romance, I think, is Kathleen E. Woodiwiz. I think that's who I was talking about when I was talking about McNaught. But I think they're both like OG. But I think Kathleen is like OG. So Shanna, I think, is the one that was like, is often coined as like the first historical romance. And it's supposed to be kind of crazy. I'm interested in this one for sure. And then I have, I don't know what this is. It's like a bunch of short stories. Kathleen E. Woodiwiz is one of the authors. So is Lisa Kleypas and Loretta Chase. So, and then I have Forever in Your Embrace, which is like a large one that has a step back. And it's a gorgeous step back. But the print's not extra large, so I don't know what that's about. And then I have some Lindsay Sands, because you have to have some Lindsay Sands, especially if you like Highlander stuff. But I have The Lady Pirate by her, and I have The Brat, and I have Surrender to the Highlander, which was a gift from Maggie too. And I read this one and enjoyed it. So I have read a few of the books on my shelves, I guess. Okay, sorry if the sound was kind of like messed up there for a minute. I had issues with my mic. But these right here are all of my historical gothic like suspense books and my historical romantic suspense books. They're like gothic, and then I have some regular romantic suspense down here too. But I'm just gonna show you guys some of my favorite covers of these. So the first one is Snowfire by Phyllis A. Whitney. I meant to read this winter, but I did not. And then I have The Ghost of Grantmere. I was supposed to read this this fall. I did not, but I'd like to. It's like a Southern Gothic. And I have Seacliff. I mean, look at that. Absolutely stunning. And then, I don't know if this is Gothic, but it sounds pretty dark. Once More Miranda. I think this one's quite problematic. And I think these are too. This is This Other Eden, which I bought for the Historical Hellions too. And then I got The Prince of Eden. So I'm pretty sure they go together. Oh, and then I also have On the Night of the Seventh Moon by Victoria Holt, which I have read and loved. Very problematic though. Okay, so there you go. Those are all my historical romance books. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys are excited for the readathon. I know I am. I'll have all the information down below, like I said, and the co-host link too. So you can check everyone out. Make sure you're subscribed to everyone co-hosting. It's just gonna be a lot of fun. I'm very excited for it. So if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click the subscribe button, click the like button if you liked it, and comment down below and let me know what you're planning on reading for the readathon if you're partaking, if you are participating in the readathon. And until next time, fellow readers, keep reading and living your best life.
Said you felt that way, and guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to